Welcome to the Genetic Code. I'm your host, Jeanette Collins. This podcast is designed to take you one episode at a time on an intimate journey of your own personal transformation. Each podcast will have tools and techniques for you to practice in your daily life to create the very best version of you. Let's get started. Kindness and compassion. The road to self-transformation has a lot of ups and downs. As you are learning new behaviors and practicing letting old patterns go, your inner world is making some very big changes. Being aware of your old patterns and behaviors and consciously choosing to change takes energy, and it can get very overwhelming sometimes. Kindness and compassion is something that you can offer to yourself as you practice becoming a new you with a more elevated way of being. If you're anything like me, I slip and the old behaviors come out of me at times. Even sometimes when I can hear my inner voice saying, "Don't talk about that," or "Don't go there right now." I have found the old pattern arose and I gave into it because I told myself it was harmless. Well, it's really never harmless, because it sets me back into a program or pattern that I've been working a long time to change. This is where I bring in kindness to myself, and I don't punish myself with shame or anger for falling into old patterns, but I will ask myself questions. How did that feel inside you when you fell back into old patterns and programs? What can I do to catch myself before I jump right into another old way of being? Can I remember this feeling of regret and the low drop in my energies when I choose old patterns of behavior? I will lovingly remind myself that I was the one who made the choice to step into an old way of being, and the heavy, yucky feeling is the reminder that it doesn't serve me or anyone else in a kind and loving way. After the experience of my past old behavior showing up, I will need to recalibrate and set a new intention. I will write down the way the old behavior felt and the emotions attached to it. And then I ask myself, if I choose to do it differently next time and I withhold speaking from that old program and I just observe, how does that feel inside of me? Am I greater than the need to go back to old patterns? What will I experience if I stay in this new behavior? Will I be proud of how I feel? Do I need to excuse myself from this situation so that I can take a fresh breath and reset my intention to be true to me and my choice to change, to be greater and more loving to myself and others? Every time you are kind to you, you're kind to everyone. Every time you show love and compassion to yourselves, you are showing love and compassion to the world. How are you doing this? It's not just a nice way of saying change you and you change the world. But you think about this every day. You go out into the world with coworkers, family, drivers on the road, people in stores, schools, etc. And we are, even without speaking, sharing our energy field with others. And your energy field is made up of your beliefs and behaviors that you have towards you, about you. When you're impatient with you, or angry at you, or judgmental of you, you give what you are to the world. And if you are feeding yourself a negative program every day, and you have beliefs about you that aren't loving and kind, then when the pressure from the outside pushes on you a little, you express back what you are consciously or unconsciously feeding you. For example, you get on your own case for forgetting things or not being on time for events, and you find yourself easily angered by seemingly small things, and you blame others for making you angry. Then take a look at how you really are treating yourself inside, where no one but you resides. Are you forgiving, kind, and understanding to the you that is having mistakes? Do you shame you with angry words and punish yourself with constant badgering of things like, "You're so stupid," "You should have done that differently," or "What's the matter with me?" I'm so lazy or slow or whatever it is you may have practiced being to yourself. Notice that when the pressure is on you or life outside of you doesn't go the way you plan, are your words and actions towards others very similar, if not the exact same, as you treat you when things go wrong for you? Remember, you can't give what you haven't practiced and made a part of you, because we give to others what we feed ourselves. As we practice kindness and compassion to ourselves and treat us with love and understanding, with practice and overcoming our old selves, we will find ourselves being kind and compassionate to others in times when your past self would have been mad or impatient. And this new behavior is happening automatically because it's in you now as your new response to yourself, and it is rippling out to others. That is how you change you, and you begin to change the world. Kindness and compassion to you, given by you when you aren't really feeling worthy, is an elevated way of being. Like a ripple in a pond, when you're kind to you and compassionate, you feel elevated inside, and you will respond to others from that elevated state with more love and kindness. In turn, just like the kindness you showed others, they will feel that elevated, loving emotion left behind from your encounter with them, and be more likely to treat others around them with love, kindness, and compassion. When you are changing your behaviors and patterns, the kinder you are to you, the better you make your journey of transformation. It takes being conscious and intentional to change through love, kindness, and compassion, rather than judgment, fear, shame, or blame. When you use kindness to yourself and others, as you experience your slips and falls along the way, you will change the outcome in a brand new way and create beauty in your life. Think of it like a pattern you use to make an article of clothing. If you use the same pattern on cloth, or leather, or wood, or steel, you will get the same outfit. It will just be made of different material. But change the pattern and everything is created new. Thank you for choosing to take the inner journey to change you, to become a better version of you. This is what true greatness looks like. Changing ourselves to overcome our old patterns and behaviors, to go against the current of behaviors that can be generations deep, is true greatness of the human experience, because you are acting and being more and more love in an environment that is calling for harsh judgments and hate. You are moving the ship of your life from the unconscious direction it was going to a conscious, intentional, more loving way of being on this planet. You are being kindness and compassion. I invite you this week to notice where you can be kinder and have more compassion and understanding to yourself without excusing negative behaviors. Practice knowing that you are on purpose here, that you're choosing to change old patterns and programs because through experience and evidence you've seen the results. It's courageous to change you and be intentional, conscious, and kind. Notice your kindness to yourself and how it frees up energy space within you and your environment around you to make a more elevated, loving world for you to live in, one small space at a time. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. Please share this with others and tune in next week for another chance to learn, grow, and become a part of the greatest journey on earth, the journey to transform yourself, to empower yourself, and to extend that love to the world. You are worth it.